The day Lewandowski shined on the pitch and scored the fastest hat-trick in Champions League history was nothing short of spectacular. This historic feat took place on the 26th of November, 2019, during a thrilling clash between Crvena Zvezda and Bayern München in the group stage of the Champions League. Under the leadership of Coach Flick, Bayern playing away boasted a powerhouse team with stars like Manuel Neuer, Thomas Müller, Joshua Kimmich, Felipe Coutinho, and the main star Robert Lewandowski, who, when inspired, can pull off extraordinary feats. This game would become yet another glorious chapter in Lewandowski's career, a perfect opportunity for him to etch his name in history and reaffirm his status as one of the greatest forwards of all time. When the referee blew the whistle to start the game, it kicked off with intensity. Just 5 minutes into the game, Bayern Munich dismantled the opposing defense with a slick sequence of passes until Lewandowski received the ball free inside the box. The Polish striker didn't hesitate and took the shot, but despite being executed with good precision, the lack of power made it easy for the keeper, who made a comfortable save. As the team's leading star, Lewandowski faced relentless marking, evidenced by the harsh foul he suffered right after the previous play. In a heated ball contest, the referee didn't hesitate to book Milutinovic with a yellow card for his rough tackle, but Lewandowski was still determined to open the scoring for his team. Shortly after, Bayern regained possession and launched a blistering counterattack with Robert Lewandowski receiving an excellent forward pass. Using his impressive speed, the Pole left two defenders behind, advancing into the area. Face to face with the goalkeeper, he fired a shot, but the pressure from the defender unbalanced him, compromising the accuracy of the shot that went wide. Lewandowski's expression of frustration at missing such a chance reflected a striker not used to failing like this. At the 9th minute, Bayern mounted another attack, this time with Lewandowski receiving a cross in the box. Instead of heading at an unfavorable angle, the number 9 cleverly touched the ball back, finding Coutinho. Surrounded by defenders, Coutinho demonstrated his technical skill to create space and shot at goal. But the finish, lacking power, allowed the opposing goalkeeper to make an easy save. Go, player! Before you keep watching, don't forget to smash that subscribe button on the channel. A few minutes later, Bayern regained possession deep in the opposing half and initiated a quick counterattack with Lewandowski getting the ball in the attack and attempting a shot from outside the box. Although the shot was powerful and well aimed, the opposing goalkeeper was well positioned and made an excellent save. As the game unfolded, it seemed inevitable that Bayern would score at any moment. This prediction came true at the 13th minute when, after a corner that was initially cleared by the defense, Coutinho delivered another precise cross into the area. This time, Leon Goretzka didn't waste the chance, rising above the defenders and heading the ball with a devastating combination of strength and accuracy. The impact was so powerful and well-directed that the opposing goalkeeper remained motionless, merely watching the ball hit the back of the net. This first goal for Bayern in the match clearly signaled that the night might end in a rout, given the German team's total dominance up to that point in the game. Meanwhile, Lewandowski was hell-bent on getting his own goal. 26 minutes in, Bayern snatched the ball and launched a blistering counterattack, with Lewandowski receiving a perfect pass up front. The Polish striker sped up, outpacing the defenders to storm into the box with the ball. At the critical moment, as he lined up to shoot, a defender in a relentless chase caught up and dispossessed him, thwarting a prime scoring opportunity. Then, at the 31-minute mark, Bayern amped up the pressure when Davies on the left received a pass inside the box and instantly sent a low cross to Lewandowski, positioned in the penalty area. With a touch of flair, the Pole attempted an audacious back heel finish, but a defender right behind him blocked the attempt, foiling another clear chance at goal. Lewandowski wasn't going to give up until he scored his own. Around the 40th minute, Bayern orchestrated a dangerous attack, with Boateng showing off his playmaking chops and technical skill by sending a pinpoint cross into the area. Tolisso, with blistering speed, advanced to chest down the pass and laid it back, setting up the play for Lewandowski. The Polish marksman, with veteran precision, didn't miss his shot, firing a precise strike toward the goal. The shot was so well placed that despite the keeper's full stretch, the ball sailed past his defense and found the corner, rippling the net. However, as the players celebrated, VAR stepped in, informing the referee that the goal was disallowed due to a handball by Tolisso in controlling the ball, leaving Lewandowski visibly frustrated. Shortly after, the referee blew the whistle to start the second half, which began with Lewandowski determined to shine. 51 minutes in, Bayern regained the ball in the opposing half and triggered a lightning-fast counter, with Lewandowski skillfully receiving a pass in the box. Attempting a low cross to a strategically positioned teammate in the center, the Polish striker was intercepted by the opposing defender to get Degenek, who with a swift slide tackle blocked the assist. However, in making the tackle, Degenek inadvertently handled the ball, prompting the referee to award a penalty to Bayern Munich at a pivotal moment in the match. The coincidence was notable, considering a previous goal from Lewandowski had also been annulled for a hand touch. This was the perfect moment for the Polish star to score his first goal. With determination, he lined up for the penalty. As the referee signaled, Lewandowski drilled a low, powerful shot with his right foot, aiming for the bottom right corner. The execution was flawless. As the opposing keeper dove to the opposite side, the ball rolled into the net. Lewandowski's first goal of the match not only put Bayern up by a comfortable 2-goal lead away from home, but also triggered a euphoric celebration from both the scorer and the fans in the stands, who were thrilled by their team's dominant performance. After Bayern's goal, Crvena Zvezda took the initiative, regaining possession and launching a fierce counterattack with a sublime pass to Vukanovic in the attack. Bursting into the area, he didn't hesitate and shot straight at goal. However, his lack of accuracy was apparent as his attempt sailed wide, squandering the best chance his team had in the game so far. Meanwhile, Lewandowski was still hungry for more goals. At the 59th minute, Bayern Munich set up a precise attack from the right, with Felipe Coutinho sending a perfect cross into the area. Tolisso, in an excellent position, leaped above the defenders to head the ball firmly towards the goal. Initially, it seemed a simple save for the goalkeeper, but Robert Lewandowski, with his cunning presence in front, altered the trajectory of the ball with a subtle touch. This skillful deflection made the save nearly impossible for the opposing goalkeeper, who could only watch as the ball bulged the net. While the Bayern players celebrated, there were claims of offside against Lewandowski from the opponents. However, after VAR review, it was confirmed that Lewandowski was in a legal position, validating his second goal in the game and the third for Bayern, highlighting the German team's dominance in the match. But Lewandowski was not satisfied. He wanted to make history. As the clock hit the 63rd minute, Bayern orchestrated another meticulous attack, this time with Pavard, sending a surgical cross into the penalty area. As the opposing goalkeeper positioned himself to intercept the cross and neutralize the threat, it was then that Robert Lewandowski, displaying the lethal instinct that only a born scorer possesses, unexpectedly emerged in the middle of the defense. Impressively, he jumped and redirected the ball with a relentless header, directing it precisely into the back of the net. This third goal by Lewandowski, scored less than 10 minutes after his first in the match, not only extended Bayern's lead, but also entered Champions League history as the fastest hat-trick ever recorded by a player in the competition. This extraordinary feat reinforced Lewandowski's status as one of the most formidable strikers in the world, cementing his place among the football greats. But Lewandowski was not satisfied with just one record. He wanted more. Just 3 minutes after the historic hat-trick, at the 66th minute, Bayern brilliantly capitalized on a fatal error by the opposing goalkeeper. Lewandowski, in a display of perfect synergy, played a 1-2 with Perisic, receiving the ball back inside the box completely unmarked. Face to face with the goalkeeper, the relentless Polish striker unleashed a low, powerful shot with his right foot, a finish so fast and precise that goalkeeper Borjan had little chance to react, only seeing the ball bulge the nets again. This fifth goal for Bayern put Borjan in an extremely uncomfortable position, facing the embarrassment of conceding 5 goals in front of his own fans. As the stadium echoed with the shouts of the opposing fans, Lewandowski celebrated intensely by setting a new record: 4 goals scored in just 14 minutes, a feat that highlights his extraordinary scoring ability and positions him among the legends of world football. At 75 minutes, Bayern recovered the ball in midfield and quickly launched a blistering counterattack, with Goretzka leading the charge. Near the box and surrounded by defenders, he took a shot, but the ball deflected off the defenders. As if luck were on Lewandowski's side, the rebound fell perfectly at his feet inside the box, and the Pole didn't hesitate to fire a precise shot at goal. However, this time, the opposing goalkeeper was in an excellent position and made a spectacular save, thwarting Lewandowski's 5th goal. Right after this thwarted attempt, Bayern coach Hansi Flick made a bold choice by substituting Lewandowski, aiming to save him for future matches. This decision deprived the Polish striker of the chance to break another record by scoring his 5th goal in the match, which relieved the opposing fans. Even without Lewandowski on the field, Bayern maintained intense pressure, as seen at 83 minutes, when Tolisso stole the ball from the opposing defense and unleashed a fierce counterattack. Facing the goalkeeper head-on, Tolisso launched a powerful shot, but the opposing goalkeeper, with a quick reaction, managed to deflect the trajectory of the ball, which almost found the net, hitting the crossbar before going out the back line. As the game neared its end at 88 minutes, Bayern demonstrated their superiority by recovering the ball in the opposing half and launching another devastating counterattack, again with Tolisso as the protagonist. Receiving the ball inside the box and facing the goalkeeper, Tolisso was determined to make the most of this second chance. And with calm and precision, he struck a powerful and well-placed shot, giving the opposing goalkeeper no chance. Finding the corner center of the goal and bulging the net with relentless force. This goal not only served as redemption for Tolisso, correcting his earlier mistake, but also extended Bayern's lead to 6 goals, turning the match into a complete humiliation for the home team. The overwhelming victory, especially being away from home, underscored the German team's uncontested dominance, leaving an indelible mark on the memories of fans and opponents. Shortly after, the referee blew the whistle to end the match. Robert Lewandowski was undeniably the hero of the game, setting an impressive record by scoring 4 goals in less than 14 minutes. In this memorable season, Bayern clinched the Champions League, with Lewandowski shining as the main star and top scorer of the tournament, notching 15 goals and leading his team to European triumph. The day Messi faced his biggest beatdown and walked off the pitch totally wrecked was a rare sight in soccer. This went down on August 14, 2020 in a clash between Barcelona and Bayern Munich during the Champions League quarterfinal. Barca had some solid players in the squad like Piqué, Suarez, Busquets, Griezmann, and Messi, the main star who snagged the world's best player award the year before. But Bayern was rocking a stacked lineup with aces like Neuer, Müller, Davies, Kimmich, and their top gun, Robert Lewandowski. It was a showdown between two powerhouses, not to mention a heated personal face-off between Messi and Lewandowski. The ref kicked off the game, and it started with a bang. Right before the 3-minute mark, Bayern launched an attack from the left, with Perisic speeding down the field and whipping across into the middle. Müller, perfectly placed, picked up the pass and flicked it first time to Lewandowski, who set it up and sent it back to him. With the ball back at his feet, Müller fired off a sharp shot, tucking the ball right into the corner of the net. That early stunner from Bayern, right off the bat, was a massive blow and shocker for Barca, putting them on the back foot from the get-go, ramping up the pressure on the team. But Bayern's joy was short-lived, as just minutes later, Barca responded with a long pass to Jordi Alba in the box. Taking control, Jordi Alba tried to pass to Suarez, but it got picked off by Alaba. However, in the clutch moment as Alaba tried to clear the danger, he miscalculated and unfortunately ended up sending the ball into his own net, scoring an unexpected own goal. The frustration and embarrassment were clear on the Bayern defender's face, totally shook by the mishap. Around the 8-minute mark, Barcelona set up an attack with Semedo, dishing out a killer pass to Suarez in the box. The Uruguayan striker came face-to-face with the opposing keeper and took a shot at the goal. But the Bayern goalie was on point, stepping up to block the shot and keep Barca from scoring. Now, it was Messi's time to shine in the game. Shortly after, the Argentine ace tried to cross into the box, but the ball whizzed past and hit the post. Though it wasn't on purpose, it almost turned into a goal. Close to the 20-minute mark, Barca ramped up the pressure as Messi got the ball in midfield and dashed towards the opposing goal. Reaching the box, the Argentine star took a shot, but the Bayern keeper made a solid save. Up to that point, the game seemed pretty even, but things started to shift around the 21st minute when Bayern regained possession deep in the opposition's half and quickly set up a slick counterattack. Gnabry passed the ball to Perisic, who was well positioned in the box. Perisic, with finesse, controlled the ball and unleashed a powerful and precise shot toward the goal. The Barca goalie made an effort to save it, but the shot was too strong and well placed to stop, and Bayern scored their second goal of the match, widening their lead. At the 23-minute mark, Barcelona slipped up by botching a pass in their own defense, handing Bayern a chance to attack. Thiago seized the opportunity and fired from outside the box towards the goal. However, the accuracy wasn't on point, and the ball went wide. At the 25th minute, Barca hit back with Messi on the right flank, swinging across into the area. Lenglet, well positioned in the box, leapt high for a header, but the precision was off, and the ball flew wide. Around the 27-minute mark, Bayern took control again, this time with a slick set play executed perfectly. Goretzka, showing off his vision, lofted a killer pass to Gnabry, who was hanging out near the box. Using his quick moves, Gnabry dodged the defenders with ease, grabbed the pass, and blasted a fierce and accurate shot, nailing the ball straight into the net. This third goal for Bayern in the match, coming from a set play, showed that the German team had a tight and powerful squad synergy, capable of pulling off complex strategies effectively. It seems like the goals rattled Barca's psyche, as they soon fluffed a pass in their own defense. Lewandowski pounced on the mistake, snagging the ball inside the opponent's box and quickly fired towards the goal. However, the Polish star's aim was off, and he ended up sending the ball wide, missing a golden chance to widen the lead. At the 30-minute mark, Barca made another critical blunder by losing possession in their defense, allowing Bayern to set up a quick and efficient attack. Kimmich swiftly took the ball on the right flank and whipped a precise cross into the middle of the box. Müller, known for his spot-on positioning, was in the right place at the right time and received the cross. Without hesitation, he seized the chance and pushed the ball into the opponent's net. This fourth goal for Bayern in the match cranked up the heat on Barca's shaky defense, which kept making consecutive mistakes. Bayern, on the other hand, was cashing in on each error to expand their lead in the game. At the 35-minute mark, Barcelona goofed up again while playing out from the back, letting Bayern snatch possession in the attacking third. Right away, Perisic jumped on the chance and fired a shot toward the goal. But luckily for Barca, Perisic's aim was off and the shot went way off target. Around the 38th minute, Bayern won a corner with Kimmich, whipping a cross into the area. Lewandowski, well-placed, leapt higher than the defenders and headed the ball with force and precision toward the goal. However, the Barca goalie was on his toes and pulled off the save. As the first half neared halftime, at the 44-minute mark, Barcelona tried to respond with Lenglet launching a long pass forward. Suarez, strategically well-positioned, took the ball and blasted a shot toward the goal, but the Bayern keeper was alert and made a cool, effective save. The second half started even more intensely. At the 48th minute, Bayern set up a quick attack, initiated by Neuer with a long pass to Müller in the offensive zone. Müller controlled the ball and passed it to Perisic, who, without hesitating, took a first-time shot toward the goal. However, the Barca goalie was sharp and made an efficient save. At the 52-minute mark, Bayern launched a rapid counterattack with Lewandowski tearing down the field with the ball. Getting close to the box, he passed to Müller, who quickly sent it back to him. With the ball back at his feet, Lewandowski struck, scoring another goal for Bayern. But before the players could celebrate, the ref called off the goal for offside, which was a relief for the Barcelona players. At the 56-minute mark, it was Barcelona's turn to strike back, with Messi sending a long and sharp pass to Jordi Alba on the left wing. Without hesitating, Alba passed the ball to Suarez, who was well-positioned near the box. The Uruguayan striker showcased his technical skill by feinting a shot to create space, then slotted it into the corner, scoring the goal. This second goal for Barca in the match sparked new hope for the Catalan team, though they still needed to rack up several more goals for a comeback. But Barcelona's joy didn't last long. That's because at the 62nd minute, Bayern mounted a sharp attack with Davies operating on the left, where he used his technical mastery to skillfully dribble past the defender and push towards the goal. Breaking into the box, Davies delivered a precise pass through the middle to Kimmich, who efficiently nudged the ball into the net, extending Bayern's lead. This fifth goal from Bayern completely shattered the already fragile hopes of Barcelona, plunging the team into an even more dramatic and desperate situation in the game. At the 63rd minute, Barcelona regained possession in the opposing defense and attempted a counterattack, with Messi picking up the ball in the attack and taking a shot from outside the box. However, the shot deflected off an opposing player and went out of bounds. At the 67th minute, Bayern was close to increasing their lead when Lewandowski reclaimed the ball in the opposing team's defense. Müller received the pass in the box and laid it off to Koeman, who lined up the shot. But at the critical moment, a Barcelona defender slid in with a tackle, effectively blocking the shot. Despite the embarrassing scoreline, Messi was still trying to cut down the opponent's lead. At the 76-minute mark, the Argentine ace passed the ball forward to his teammates and sprinted into the box, hoping to get it back. Upon receiving it, he fired a shot toward the goal, but the opposing keeper was on his game and managed to save Messi's attempt. Now it was Lewandowski's turn to shine in the game. As the match neared its end, at the 81st minute, Bayern ramped up the pressure decisively. Philippe Coutinho got the ball in the box and skillfully whipped a cross into the middle of the area. Robert Lewandowski, strategically well-placed and completely unmarked, received the ball perfectly. He headed it with unmatched force and precision, sending it straight into the back of the net, boosting Bayern's score. But Bayern wasn't satisfied with the scoreline yet, and at the 84th minute, they regained possession and launched a blistering attack. Thomas Müller, with notable skill, passed the ball to Philippe Coutinho, who was strategically well-positioned inside the opposing area. Coutinho, with incredible accuracy, didn't waste the chance and finished with a precise and powerful shot, scoring Bayern's 7th stunning goal of the game, further cementing their dominance. In the game's final moments, precisely at the 88th minute, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, Bayern unleashed an unrelenting attack. Thiago, with great vision, executed a precise, lofted pass into the area. Hernandez skillfully received the pass and laid it off to Philippe Coutinho, who controlled it, lined up the shot, and blasted it powerfully into the goal, marking Bayern's 8th impressive goal of the match. At that moment, Messi watched incredulous at what was unfolding. A deep sense of humiliation haunted him, and all the Barcelona players intensified intensifying the feeling of defeat. Soon after, the referee blew the whistle to end the game, concluding the massacre imposed by Bayern. That year, Bayern clinched the much-coveted Champions League. Due to his outstanding performance that season, Lewandowski was awarded FIFA's the best. Messi, on the other hand, was so devastated by the humiliation that he decided to leave Barcelona shortly after. The day Lewandowski made history by scoring 5 goals in just 9 minutes was one of the most extraordinary feats in football history. This happened on September 22nd, 2015, in a Bundesliga match between Bayern München and Wolfsburg. Bayern, led by Pep Guardiola, boasted a powerhouse lineup with stars like Neuer, Boateng, Vidal, Xabi Alonso, Müller, and Robert Lewandowski, a player capable of incredible feats when inspired. Wolfsburg, coached by Hecking, also had strong players like Luis Gustavo, Dante, Ricardo Rodriguez, and their key player, Julian Draxler. Winning this game was crucial for Bayern to stay on top of the league and a chance for Lewandowski to stun the world with his football skills. When the referee blew the whistle to start the game, Lewandowski began on the bench. Bayern was the first to strike with an attack as Douglas Costa took the ball forward. He cut inside to create space in the opposing defense and fired a shot from outside the area. However, despite the bold attempt, the shot lacked power, allowing the rival team's keeper to make an easy save. A few minutes later, Bayern won a free kick in the attacking half, and Xabi Alonso positioned himself to take it. As soon as the referee signaled, Xabi opted for a kick that ended up more like a cross. The opposing goalkeeper, without any trouble, caught the ball, thwarting Bayern's attempt. On the other side, Draxler was eager to showcase his skills. Around the 10-minute mark, the German ace displayed his technical prowess by smoothly dribbling past Vidal in midfield and masterfully passing the ball. Vidal seemed not to take kindly to that, and at the 12th minute, he retaliated by launching an offensive for Bayern, dribbling past a marker and attempting a long-range shot. However, the power of the shot was overdone, and the ball soared high, going over the cross. A few minutes later, Bayern attacked again, this time with Thomas Müller trying a bold shot from outside the area. Although the shot was powerful, it lacked accuracy and went directly out, crossing the goal line. At the 18th minute, Bayern kept pressing, with Douglas Costa making a slick play, exchanging passes with a teammate, getting the ball back, and firing a shot from outside the area. But the opposing goalkeeper was more than ready and made an excellent save, denying the goal. Up to that point, Bayern was dominating the game, but Draxler decided to step up and help his team change the course of the game. Around the 25th minute, Wolfsburg regained possession in defense and quickly launched a counterattack with a long ball forward. Draxler then received the ball and showcased his technical skill by sending an excellent lob pass to Caligiuri in the box. After expertly controlling the ball, Caligiuri wasted no time and unleashed an extremely powerful and accurate shot towards the goal. The shot was so forceful that it overcame the reflexes of the experienced keeper Neuer, and the ball bulged the back of the net with force. This first goal for Wolfsburg in the game, thanks to a masterful assist from Draxler, was enthusiastically celebrated by the players, now leading against a powerhouse like Bayern at the Allianz Arena. Meanwhile, Lewandowski continued to sit on the bench, eager to get into the match. At the 29th minute, Bayern tried to respond with Götze, advancing down the left and skillfully pulling off a slick dribble to beat the first defender. However, another marker came in with a stronger challenge and brought him down, committing a foul. Xabi Alonso positioned himself to take the free kick, sending a precise cross into the area. The opposing defense initially managed to clear the ball, but the rebound went straight to Douglas Costa. He didn't hesitate and took the ball first time, firing a powerful and accurate shot towards the goal. The Wolfsburg keeper, extremely alert, responded with a spectacular save, carrying the ball away from danger. At the 32nd minute, Wolfsburg reacted with Draxler receiving the ball on the left wing and pushing forward on the attack. He performed a step-over, baffling the defender and creating space to fire a shot at goal. Despite the shot's good power and accuracy, the Bayern keeper was well-positioned and made a secure save. The pressure of the game was clearly worrying Guardiola, who saw his team heading towards a home defeat. The situation got even more complicated at the 37th minute when the Wolfsburg keeper initiated a quick attack with a long kick forward. Bayern's keeper, Neuer alert, came out of his goal to intercept the ball. However, he failed to control it in midfield, leaving the goal unprotected. In this critical moment, Gilavogi saw the perfect chance and attempted an audacious long-range shot. The hearts of Bayern fans stopped as the ball hit the post and went out, narrowly avoiding what would have been a spectacular goal. Shortly after, the referee blew the whistle to start the second half, with Lewandowski finally entering the game. Now, with the Polish star in the game game, things were about to change. Right at the 50th minute, Bayern launched a blistering attack with Müller advancing on the right. Under intense pressure, he managed to keep possession, passing it to a teammate before dashing into the box to receive the return pass. Upon reaching the box, Müller regained the ball, but was quickly dispossessed by an opposing defender. However, the ball ended up at the feet of Lewandowski, who was strategically positioned. With a decisive touch, he directed the ball toward the goal. The opposing keeper was completely caught off guard by Lewandowski's cunning and couldn't position himself in time to make the save, resulting in the ball bulging the net. Lewandowski's goal triggered an explosion of joy from both him and the fans filling the stadium, electrified to see their team snatch a thrilling draw. Lewandowski was determined to turn the game around no matter what. Immediately after the game restarted, Bayern intercepted a pass from the opponent and launched a spectacular counterattack. Lewandowski, leading the charge, skillfully created space between the defenders and unleashed an audacious shot from outside the area. With incredible precision, the ball found the corner of the goal, leaving the opposing keeper with no chance to save it. This second goal for Bayern, scored within such a short interval, made the stadium erupt in intense joy. The ecstatic fans celebrated Lewandowski's brilliance, who, after coming on, quickly turned the game around, displaying exceptional skill and a killer instinct in front of goal. His performance was outstanding, elevating the atmosphere of the game to an electrifying level. But Lewandowski wasn't satisfied. He wanted more. As the clock approached the 54th minute, Bayern orchestrated a coordinated attack, initiated by a perfect pass from Vidal to Müller on the front line. Under intense pressure from defenders inside the box, Müller managed to pass the ball to Götze on the right, who promptly sent it to Lewandowski on the left. Finding himself isolated face-to-face with the goalkeeper, Lewandowski didn't hesitate and unleashed a powerful shot toward the goal. Unfortunately, the ball hit the post, but luckily for Lewandowski, it bounced right back to him. Without missing a beat, he attempted another shot, which the keeper saved, but the ball stubbornly returned once again. On the third try, with determination, Lewandowski finally managed to send the ball into the back of the net. At that moment, the stadium erupted in euphoria. The players ran to embrace Lewandowski in a frenzied celebration, and even coach Pep Guardiola joined in the jubilation. Lewandowski's hat trick, achieved in just 4 minutes, was an unprecedented feat, marking a truly historic moment in football. But Lewandowski wanted to set a record. Just 2 minutes after the third goal, at the 56th minute, Bayern set up another devastating attack. Douglas Costa exploded down the left flank, surpassing opponents with dazzling speed, creating enough space to deliver a precise cross into the area. Against all odds, Lewandowski, always alert and well-positioned, seized the moment. He anticipated the defenders, receiving the cross and hitting a first-time shot straight toward the goal. The shot was so swift that it surpassed the reflexes of the opposing goalkeeper, finding the back of the net and marking Lewandowski's fourth goal of the match in an incredibly short span of time. The stadium came alive with this goal. The crowd erupted into absolute frenzy. The Bayern players rushed to embrace the Polish striker, expressing deep gratitude for having such an exceptional talent on their side. Even Arjen Robben, who was watching the game, couldn't contain his admiration and was visibly impressed with Lewandowski's spectacular performance. After conceding 4 goals, Wolfsburg began to make substitutions in an attempt to calm the game and reduce the humiliation they were facing on the field. But it was to no avail, because just when it seemed Lewandowski had already achieved the impossible, he proved that impossible doesn't exist. At the 59th minute, Bayern unleashed a blistering attack down the right with Götze, who delivered a precise cross into the area. Lewandowski, in a flash of pure genius and impeccable positioning, was exactly in the right place at the right time to receive the pass and execute a spectacular volley toward the goal. The shot was so precise and powerful that the Wolfsburg keeper could only stand still, watching the ball trace a perfect trajectory into the corner of the net, resulting in a stunning goal. At that moment, all the spectators present and the millions watching around the world were astonished, wondering how it was possible for a player to achieve the feat of scoring 5 goals in just 9 minutes of play. The expression on coach Pep Guardiola's face showing that even he could hardly believe the magnitude of the feat he was witnessing. After conceding all these goals, Wolfsburg adopted a defensive and aggressive strategy, especially against Lewandowski. At the 65th minute, he barely touched the ball before he was stopped by a harsh foul. Lewandowski, meanwhile, continued eager to score even more goals. At the 69th minute, Bayern's offensive machine kicked into gear again, this time attacking from the left flank. Alaba, with skill, received a crucial pass inside the box and promptly executed a cross shot, sending the ball back into the melee in the area. Lewandowski, always strategically positioned, captured the pass and, without wasting a second, fired a first-time shot directed precisely at the goal. However, the moment of glory was interrupted by a dramatic play. A Wolfsburg defender, in an act of pure instinct, managed to block the shot practically on the goal line, denying Lewandowski what would have been his 6th incredible goal of the match. Around the 78th minute, Lewandowski had another chance. After Bayern intercepted a misguided uncoordinated pass from the opposition defense. Initiating a counterattack, Muller sent a beautiful lob pass to Lewandowski in the area. The Polish star quickly fired a powerful shot towards the goal. However, an extremely alert Wolfsburg defender blocked the shot, thwarting the promising play. The intensity of the game remained until the final whistle, and at the end of the match, Lewandowski was celebrated as the game's great hero. His spectacular entrance in the second half, with Bayern trailing, and his incredible ability to turn the game around by scoring 5 goals in just 9 minutes is an unprecedented milestone in football. This historic feat not only secured his place in the record books, but also set a standard that may never be surpassed in the Bundesliga, becoming one of the most memorable performances in the history of the league.